Welcome to WalletCon. Like it used to be just an idea and it's here. I just felt like after going for 5 years of conferences and not having the most critical infrastructure have its own conference, it just felt wrong. So I'm really glad that WalletConnect has been able to put this together. So how Sam has already described me, if you don't know me, I'm Pedro Gomez. I was building WalletConnect for a long time, and I have this amazing team behind me to actually bring this vision together, not just the conference, but the WalletConnect V2 that we're working on in this migration. But to bring a bit of history, like in the beginning of WalletConnect in 2018, it was all about standards. Whenever I tried to bring any innovation, it had to be built as a product or something very proprietary, and that's not very inclusive. And honestly, when you have like more than 100 wallets competing with each other, you don't really want another third party just bringing another tech stack to kind of like capture the market. So standards are really important because of that, because it allows a neutral space for all the wallets to collaborate on infrastructure, on interfaces, or even just SDKs that allow for a better experience. Because at the end of the day, wallets are supposed to build that user experience. This is what the conference is about, building the best user experience for Web3, because wallets are such a critical part of it. So it's very cool to see since 2018 how many standards we have covered, how many standards we built together, so everyone can just focus on the user experience. And that's what 2023 is all about, the wallet experience. Well, like, let's cover a little bit of the achievements. This has been such a long ride. Like, some of you might not know, some of you might be new, but like a lot of the things weren't that easy. Like starting with like a very simple one, like EIP 1193, Ethereum provided JavaScript API. It might seem like just a bunch of lingo, but this was created in June 2018, and WalletConnect was actually created before this. So it was actually very hard to get people to integrate WalletConnect because they were like, oh, I integrate MetaMask, and some people even integrated like a Trezor or a Ledger, but nobody wanted to have to integrate a different wallet every time. Just think of it, like you're trying to build a dApp, you're building smart contract, you have to build an interface, and on top of that, you have to understand how every single wallet works. And there's an explosion of wallets around this time during this bull market in 2018, and you don't care. Like you're building a dApp, you're not building a wallet. Why should you care? EIP 1193 completely changed that. Every wallet operated the same. And this is what gave birth to one of the most popular libraries that WalletConnect put together, which was Web3 Modal. And even after that, we've seen an explosion of Web3 React, Ethers.js, Web3 on board by Block Native, and even some recent ones like ConnectKit by Family and RainbowKit by Rainbow Team. These all are based on the fact that EIP 1193 makes every wallet operate in the same way. This was pretty much the biggest game changer early on. 1271, like I feel like some people might not even see, but like smart contract wallets have a caveat, which is you can't sign messages. Sure, you can sign transactions, but how can you go into OpenSea and verify that your wallet without actually operating with a transaction? You have this standard which allows you to validate that multiple keys that own a multi-sig like Safe or Argent and any other smart contract wallet can just verify that this key can sign on the behalf of this account. 3085, pretty much like the most important addition into this rollup centric future of Ethereum. How can I just use any chain with my wallet? Wallet add Ethereum chain allowed you to have an EVM wallet not operate with one or two chains, but with literally any chain. Adapt could have like this very brand new chain that has come up, and the wallet would be able to understand this by having this special RPC method that would give it an RPC endpoint, a chain ID, and so on and so forth. And the wallet can just operate based on those few parameters and add it to the user experience. So part of the add Ethereum chain, there's always this problem of like some chains don't use Etherscan. Like we don't want this world where everyone just uses the same product. And Block Explorer API routes was a great standard that allowed you to have like, for example, Block Scout, Block Explorer, there was another one, and then Etherscan. All of these three Block Explorers had like the same routes. So you could have like this experience where the wallet could route to a Block Explorer and always get you the right transaction or the right account by just simply having the same API routes. It's a simple change, but it made the interoperability much better. chain-specific addresses. So this kind of actually builds on top of two things. So we've been working on like these chain-agnostic standards, but it was a little bit too early. But this kind of brought to reality something that we were working on, which was prefixing which chain you actually use for each account. And this kind of combines the Ethereum registry that WalletConnect has built in together with the Ethereum Foundation to have the biggest list of EVM chains ever, and having prefixes for each one of them. So you can actually verify from the registry which prefixes matches which chain ID in a human readable manner. This is something that is implemented today in production for the Safe Wallet. But wait, I skipped one. Maybe I didn't skip one. Maybe this is the old slide. So in the new slides, I also had 4361, the sign-in with Ethereum. Sign-in with Ethereum has been the latest, biggest evolution in wallets. Everyone was verifying wallets with like random messages, and kind of everyone was coming up with their own way. But the Spruce team, funded by ENS, has done an amazing work to actually have sign-in with Ethereum standardized across so many platforms. This allows the on-chain activity that we have with our wallet identities go broader than that, and you can access off-chain resources with a single sign message. But of course, there's also some failed attempts. Like, not every single standard worked. For example, early on, I was trying to get like a registry to verify every single smart contract address. Etherscan is now the biggest database for smart contract addresses. It would have been nice if this data structure was standardized and wallets could just verify from multiple sources and not just Etherscan. And that was what 1456 was all about. It did not succeed, but sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Update Ethereum chain. Actually, I created this one in 2019, but then it was kind of like compiling two methods at the same time. So nowadays we have add and switch Ethereum chain. But back in the day, there was like update Ethereum chain. And with update Ethereum chain, it would both add and switch. But that logic got a little too complex and too many edge cases. And then later on in 2020, together with MetaMask, we came up with add Ethereum chain instead of the update one. Signature type recognition, also another one that I kind of wish we still work on this. I don't want to consider this a failed attempt. Like, you have like EOA accounts and smart contract accounts just throwing signatures, and we don't even know like how to verify them. Right now, like literally our whole ecosystem is just guessing. Like, they basically check, is there bytecode in this address? And then if there is, it probably is a smart contract wallet. So we just do the 1271 verification. Otherwise, we just assume it's an EOA. And this is such a good one. Like, if you go to OpenSea or any other dApp that requires you to sign a message, you always have this inconvenience of like, you connect your wallet and you just sign some random message. Why is this such a inconvenient two-step process when it could have been just one-step process? Fortunately today, like WalletConnect v2 is now much more modular, and we have an API called the Auth API that bundles connecting and signing an Ethereum message into one method. So even though the CIP did not succeed, we still were able to build together with some big tech players something that was much more convenient, dedicated for signing with Ethereum. And yeah, if sign message. If you ever even looked why personal sign exists, it's such a weird history, and I'll give you a little bit of context. If sign was implemented incorrectly. It was not supposed to just sign raw messages, and it was supposed to be prefixed. But because Geth did it wrong, then MetaMask kind of just followed suit, and then everyone started doing it wrong. And then instead of fixing it, we just added the random method name from the Geth API called personal sign. And now personal sign is the most used sign message ever, and it even it's not compliant with most if methods, like the parameter reverse and everything. And there's like this massive fragmentation where like some wallets do if sign, some wallets do personal sign, and some wallets just do both. If we could just like converge into a single method, but at this point I just feel like I need to pick my battles, and this is not one that I'm gonna pick. But yeah, it's all about standards, and there's also a lot of standards that we're working on, and there's going to be another talk that I invite you to come on main stage where Olaf from MetaMask is going to talk about the work that we're doing at Chain Agnostic Standards Alliance. Chain Agnostic Standards Alliance is a body that is you could almost think like the same way you have nations, you have supranations. Chain Agnostic Standards Alliance is above every blockchain ecosystem. It's not about Ethereum, it's not about Solana, it's not about Cosmos or Polkadot or Near or Tez or Flow, it's about everyone. We build truly chain agnostic standardization, and this is what it builds on top of WalletConnect v2 or the Ceramic Protocol and Spruce and MetaMask snaps. We're building something that works for everyone. And we created CIP2 for chain identifiers, CIP10 for account identifiers, CIP19. We're working together on CIP25, which is going to be a multi-chain provider that is going to replace EIP 1193. And we're going to finally be able to remove the idea of network switching and adding chains, just having a full negotiation between a wallet and a dApp of which chains to connect to, and just have that upfront in the session. Standards builds what the ecosystem is today. It's something that was so crucial that it allowed every wallet in this space, and not just wallets, infrastructure and protocols, to build something much bigger so that you can focus on the user experience and not like lose on proprietary details of how you connect your wallet or how you manage your accounts. But the purpose of WalletCon is to build on top of that. We now have standards, but let's focus on the user experience. We have so many people in this room that are able to work together into building a better user experience by just focusing in their own skill set. Some people will build interfaces, some people will build infrastructure, some people will build protocols, and we have multiple tracks in WalletCon to improve the user experience. Let's work together on having the user experience. We have tracks for security, we have tracks for identity, we have tracks for communications and wallet UX. This is the perfect place for everyone to bring together innovation, ideas. You have almost every wallet in here in the room. You have almost every infrastructure provider, RPC providers. You have node providers. Everyone is here. Like, if you want to build something, this is the space. And hopefully, we will be able to repeat this every year. So yeah, that's WalletCon. Let's begin this journey. This is an amazing event that I'm very proud that our team has put together. And we have the perfect people in this room to build this together. So let's get started and let's start networking. Thanks, everyone.